Hello and welcome to week 6. For week 6, remember that the first thing we're going to do, or you'll be waiting for, are your screencast comments on your drafts. So just know that those are coming over the course of the week. As you learned from the first project that once you start turning them in, I start to try to, create those screencasts for you so that you can watch the video and make your adjustments to your draft as you prepare for your final copy. And you're going to want to think about what your peer review, your classmate commented on your draft as well. And remember, if you scroll way back up to the top of our course resources, you've got that link to viewing your comments in Canvas. And if you remember, you're going to go to grades, and then you're going to look for that assignment, and you're going to click on that that little set of dialog bubbles, and then you'll proceed. So just follow these directions and you'll be able to get to those comments. And that should give you that feedback. Like I said before, you're going to have to copy and paste that link into a browser so that you can watch it, but it'll be ready for you. And I usually target Thursday as the last day to give you feedback, just so that all of you will have at least the weekend to make your adjustments and finalize your project 2. All right, we're also going to get into that primary research analysis portion. This is the portion of your paper where you're going to write it up like the journals that you've been reading, the journal articles, that you've been reading in preparation for the secondary research. So you're going to, for part 1, turn in a beginning document that starts with your methods, and you'll have your participants. So you'll describe the people that you observed in your observations. Obviously you don't know them personally, so you're going to be generalizing, including demographics, and who you included in your interview. You'll describe the instruments that you use to collect the data, which for you guys are your observation protocols with the note portion and your interview. So just describe, those 2 instruments, and you'll attach them as Appendix A and Appendix B, and then you'll explain when you collected the data. And I gave you an example of what that might look like. So those 3 pieces of your primary research analysis are due this week. You're going to move on to part 2 next week. So all you need to do is turn in this portion with the 2 appendices this week. All right. Moving on, I gave you just a Google slide deck and an example from a student that did a different kind of research, but it still lets you see how the write-up goes of that. And then I want you to be thinking about, as we get closer to putting project number 3 together, your introduction is really going to be project number 2, and you might need to make adjustments as you merge all of these pieces together. But your methods are going to be primary research part 1. Your results and discussion are going to be part 2. And then, of course, your conclusion will be in there. You've got a conclusion for project 2 currently. You'll move it down, and then you'll decide what needs to be added based on what you've learned over the course of adding all of these pieces together. So really, we've been working steadily over the course of the semester to build project number 3. You'll add your references, just like you can see, and in your case, you're going to also add those 2 appendices, your observation protocol, with the notes portion, so that 1 to 2 page document, and your interview questions and answers. And don't forget that the original project also asked you to include 3 to 5 images, pictures of what you've either observed or whatever that you're, trying to help illustrate, and captions to those. So you'll be thinking about where that goes. Some people have added those at the end as yet another appendix, or they've embedded them in the project itself. So you'll want to think about that as you're putting things together. But I just wanted to kind of front load you with that information, because as you're finalizing project number 2, and you're turning in the first part of your primary research, just so you know where this is all going. All right. If you've got questions as you move through week 6, as always, please reach out.